And let us talk about the press now. The national dialogue in the context of the World Press Freedom Day 2023 was held yesterday at the University of Mauritius, a conference that saw the participation of both international and local media specialists. The debates were centered on the importance of countering disinformation, which, it was said, has become an increasing concern in the last 7 years. The fight against cybercrime was also emphasized. Pillai reports. The theme this year was countering disinformation. H.K. Shaw, chargé d'affaires the Australian High Commission, says this complex phenomenon is now a threat to democracy.
Disinformation is now recognised as something that can threaten democracy. And so before we begin the focus on the local landscape, I wanted to share a few thoughts on how disinformation is impacting the international landscape. This has become a matter of increasing concern for Australia, as a country that upholds freedom of expression and sees the free flow of information as essential to democracy.
Misinformation and disinformation have become increasing concerns in the last 7 years, according to Dr. Davis.
The plan is to just look at a brief introduction to mis and disinformation on a conceptual level, and that will be relevant for us in terms of how we think about developing policy to address misinformation and disinformation.
Cybercrime was also at the center of a debate, not an easy problem to tackle, according to the IT director of ICTA, Trilok Debising.
Because the nature of the internet is so that when a crime is committed on the internet, it can be committed anywhere in the world. So the police is facing the same problem of how do they tackle these issues of cybercrime, because somebody in another country can be committing the crime and the victim will be in Mauritius. So how to tackle this problem? It's a very difficult problem in terms of the legal traditional way of doing things.
The national dialogue proved to be a resourceful debate and ended with NBC News desk coordinator Ashok Biari talking about how the national television emphasizes newsworthiness.
At NBC, you put that question at the beginning: how do we decide on which story, on which report we'll carry? The main consideration is the newsworthiness of the story, of the subject. So the newsworthiness, we define the angle, and of course we need to ensure that the information is accurate. Accuracy, interest, and when we talk about accuracy, it's also about the sources of information. We have to check and cross-check, we all know this. But fact-checking or ensuring accuracy in our stories, in our reports, is ingrained, embedded in our system. We have a well-defined system at NBC.
The conference also saw the participation of numerous media professionals and journalists, Bernard Delettre, Jean-Luc Poonoosamy and Prem Paul. Pillai for Mediacom News.